Welcome to Mobile Automation Junction. I am Swapnil, and in today's session we are going to see how we can set up APM on a Mac machine. So guys, if we compare the Selenium setup, so it's quite easy compared to the APM one, because in order to set APM for Windows it is different and for Mac it is different. So today we are going to see how we can set up it for Mac. Okay, so guys, as you can see, the first thing that we required a JDK to be installed in our machine. Okay, so in order to download the JDK, okay, so this is the official site because Oracle owned it and maintained the Java. Okay, so the first thing you have to do, you have to sign up to the Oracle first. Okay, if you don't have an account, okay, so first you need to sign up for it. Okay, and if you have an existing account, then you can directly sign in. So as you can see, I have already logged in with my one of the user Swapnil. Okay, then only you'll be able to download. Okay, otherwise if you try to click on this link, it will again redirected you to the login page. Okay guys, so this is compulsory that we have to sign up or sign in to the Oracle first. Okay, so once you are signed in, okay, so which version you wanted to download, okay, so you can choose in the product section. Okay, so currently I'm on the page to download the SDK 8.1. Okay, so if I click on this link, okay, so 1.8 version of DMG file will be downloaded on my machine. Okay, so I won't download it because Java is already installed on my machine. Okay, so the simple setup is that guys, if once we click on this DMG file, okay, so there will be a small setup you have to do, and once it is done, so in the terminal you can see, I'll just open it. Okay, so the command you have to write guys, java hyphen version. Okay, so it will show you if Java successfully installed or not, and it will also give you the version, which version you have installed. So currently on my machine 1.8.0 and the patch version is 251 is installed. Okay, so guys, this is the way we can download the Java. Okay, so that is the first checklist for uh, in order to install the or in order to set up the APM. Okay, the second thing is guys, the Android Studio. Okay, so many people will ask why Android Studio we required. Okay, so guys, we need three different things in order to run or in order to work on Android. Okay, so either on a emulator or on a real device. Okay, so we need three different things like Android SDK in order to set the Android home path and other dependencies. Okay, also we require the Android platform tools. Under that platform tool there are so many dependencies, so one of the major dependency we required is ADB. ADB is a Android driver bridge, Android device bridge. Okay, so in order to connect emulator or simulator with your machine, okay, so ADB is the mediator through which we can access it. Okay, and also if you download the Android Studio, after installing it, we can create multiple uh, emulator as per a requirement. Okay, so whatever the API levels like API 29, 30, whatever the new, even new version like Android 11 currently in the market, so we can have also the emulator of that OS version. Okay, so that's why instead of downloading these things independently, what we can do, we can download the Android Studio. Okay, we can have the latest version as well. There is no issue with the versioning. Okay, so which will install all these things. So it's better to install all the Android Studio instead of doing it separately. Okay, so if you want to download Android Studio, so guys, you can just type here Android Studio download. Okay, so from android.com you will get a link. Okay, so if I click on this download Android Studio button, Okay, so it will again download one DMG file. Okay, so I won't download it again because it takes so much time to install it on your machine. Okay, so I have one site, guys. Okay, it's a treehouse.github.io. Okay, where you can where I can show you the installation steps. Okay, so once you download it, okay, one DMG file will be uh, downloaded on your machine. Okay, then once you extract it, okay, so you will get this pop-up. So now you have to move Android Studio to the application. Okay, and you when open it, so these are the uh, pop-ups you have to handle. Either you wanted to import your import your setting to some of the folder, or you don't have to choose that. Okay, based on that you have to do a selection, then just click on next. What kind of installation you have to do, you have to do a standard one or a custom one, and click next. And yeah, you can choose a UI theme. Okay, what are the components you have to add? Okay, so basically we need an Android SDK. Okay, uh, Android SDK platform, so this one is the basic one. Okay, it's providing by default. Okay, then other components and Android virtual devices. Okay, so we have to select this and click next. Also the emulator settings. Okay, so we can change these settings later on when we want to create any virtual device. Okay, so we can skip this, or we can have a recommended, like it is showing at least minimum 2 GB we should select. Okay, that we can do. Then we can finish it. It will just ask for a pop-up. You can click on OK. You just have to provide your uh, MacBook username and password, guys. Okay, so once it finish, I think it takes around 15 to 20 minutes. Sometime it depends on your bandwidth, it's take around 40 minutes as well. Okay, so once you finish it, so okay, so Android Studio and one of the basic emulator will be get installed. Okay, so once this is done, okay, so what you have to do, just open it. So guys, once it open, I'm just opening the sample project. Okay, so once this is done, so what we have to do, we have to go to Android Studio, preferences, and under system setting, we will be getting one option called Android SDK. Okay, so here we have to set our path. Okay, so for me, it is like users, Spawnaker, library, Android SDK. Okay, so for Mac, the path would be same, only your username will get changed. Okay, so once you set this path, then only you will be able to create the virtual devices. Okay, so this is one of the setting you have to do, guys, once you install the Android Studio. Okay, and that's it in order to APM setup. Okay, apart from this we don't have to do anything. Okay, then I can close this. Okay, so this is the second thing we did. We just installed and check what are the different component we have in Android Studio and which one is the setting we have to do. Okay, now the third part is IDE. Okay, so we need editor in order to write the script. Okay, so you can use any editor. Okay, so I preferred to use the IntelliJ. Okay, and you can go for Eclipse. So again, if you want to install IntelliJ, okay, you can just search IntelliJ download, and the www.jetbrains.com, this is the official link where you will get the link to download the uh, IntelliJ. Okay, so they have two versions, one is the standard one and one is the community. So community is the free version that we can use. Okay, so again IntelliJ is already downloaded at my place. So the setup is same, guys. Okay, for Mac it's just easy. You can click on you can download any of the tool uh, using a DMG file, and we just need to extract it and keep it into the application folder. That's it. Okay, so if I compare the Windows and Mac setup, okay, so it's quite easy for a Mac because we don't have to go go to wizard level. Okay, so that's what it's kind of simple if we compare it with the Windows. Okay, so once we get the DMG file, and if you move it to the application folder, okay, so we can directly access it. So I'll just open the IntelliJ. Okay, so as of now we are not writing a script. Okay, once we check all these things, we'll create a sample project. Okay, I just wanted to show you how, once we download the IntelliJ, how it looks. Okay, so I'm just closing it, we'll check it later. Okay, so this is done, guys. Okay, what we have checked the Java. Okay, we have checked the Android Studio, we have checked the idea. Okay, so these are the three things required. The fourth one is Node.js. You can take the latest version as well. Okay, so why Node.js is required? Because, guys, APM server is run on the Node.js. Okay, so if we don't download the Node.js, we won't be able to run our scripts. Okay, so it's kind of compulsory to install the Node.js. So if I search the Node.js, so through the official site of nodejs.org, I would be able to download it. Okay, so again they have provided for Windows 1, Mac OS, also they have provided the source code. So suppose for me, if I wanted to install, okay, so in Mac OS installer, okay, it's actually downloaded. Okay, fine. So it will be downloaded in my download folder. Okay, so once I'll do this, okay, so there will be a wizard, and once that wizard is done, the Node.js will be installed on my machine. But again, it is already installed on my machine. So if I wanted to check if it is installed or not, I'll just run this command. Okay, and you will see I'm getting a version like 12.18.2. Okay, so I have 12.18.2, maybe the current version would be different. Okay, so this is the process, guys. Once you install the dot package, you have to double click on it. I can just check what it shows. Okay, so this is the simple setup. Like, you just have to click on continue. Okay, then it will ask the license information, the path, installation type, either custom or standard. Okay, and once you are done with it, okay, so in terminal you will be able to see the version. Okay, so the current version, guys, is 14.15.4, and I have 12.18.2. Okay, so this doesn't matter because APM provides the compatibility that any of the version you can use. That doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll just close it because we already have the Node.js. Okay, so this is done, Node.js. Now we'll move to the APM desktop version and the command line version. Okay, so why we have to download this both too? Okay, so, guys, it's not compulsory. We have to download both APM desktop and command line version of APM. But if we want to inspect the element on both Android and iOS, then it's kind of a very good tool we have. APM inspector they have provided under the APM desktop, and many other options are also there. Okay, so we'll just go through it later. And the command line version, it's if we wanted to handle the start and stop of the APM through programmatically, okay, then we must have to go for the command line version. Okay, so I'll just show you the links from where. If I'll just say APM desktop download, okay, so it will open a link. Okay guys, so it will give us two options, like we can download the APM client libraries as well as the APM desktop apps. Okay, so if I click on this link, okay, so the current APM desktop version is 1.19.1, okay, which is they have released in 10 December 2020. Okay, so again this would be a DMG file for me. For Mac, for Windows it would be .exe file, so we can uh, directly double click on it once it downloaded, and it would be go to the application folder. Okay, so once we download this, okay, it would be go to application folder and it will look like this. So guys, the APM desktop will look like this. So we have an basic option like host. Okay, so this address and 127.0.0.1 address, this both we can use for having a local host. Okay, and we can specify on which port we wanted to start the uh, APM session, guys. Okay, it has many other options, guys. Okay, if you want to start the server, this is how we can start it. Okay, so I'll be creating one separate session that how we can inspect the elements through APM inspector and what are the other options. Okay, so there will be a different session for it. So as of now I just wanted to show you guys what APM desktop look likes. Okay, and now we'll talk about the command line version. Okay, so in order to download the command line version, okay guys, so we have seen the node 1. Okay, so when you install the node.js, okay, so with it we get the npm package manager also. Okay, so package manager is nothing but a utility through which we can also install the other node.js supported applications, like apm works on node.js only. Okay, so if we want to install the command line version of apm, okay, so we can use the npm. So first, in order to check if npm is installed or not your machine, you just have to write npm-v. Okay, and it's giving me a result like I am having a 6.14.0 version of npm. Okay, so guys, if once you are sure that you have node and npm both are installed, so you can install the apm now using the command like npm install -g apm. So guys, this is the command to install the latest version of apm, because we have not specified any specific version, which version we want to install. So by default this command will install the latest version. Okay, and if we want to install a specific version, like we have so many right now, like 1.17 came, 1.18, currently 1.19 is there. Okay, so suppose I want to install 1.19.1. Okay, so this would be my command, npm install -g apm @ 1.19.1. Okay, so once you install once you run this command, so there will be all the dependencies related to apm will be downloaded, and there will be a node module apm, this kind of folder structure will be created under your library. Okay, so that you can check later. So yeah, so this is the command, guys. So I have already installed the apm command line as well. So in order to check if the apm is installed or not, you can just check apm-v. Okay, so currently guys I have 1.19.1 version of command line, and here you have seen the desktop version I am having. It's okay, so it's 1.17.1. So at the same time you can keep two apm versions with you. Okay, but its location would be different, guys, and this location would be different. This will be installed on your library user node module folder, and this will be installed on your application folder. So if we want to use the desktop version of apm, we have to provide that path accordingly. Okay, so this is the thing Then we have seen the APM desktop and command line versions, how to install it. And then if you want to start the APM, so we just have to write down the syntax APM ampersand and the APM will be start. Okay, so as you can see, welcome to APM 1.19.1, and it is showing that the APM session has started listening on the, this is your local host. Okay, and this is the port. Okay, so APM is started now. Okay, so I'll just keep it right away. Okay guys, so once we are done with this, okay, so yeah, so one more tool is there guys, APM doctor. So this is basically, I think, required in order to check the all the checklist we have to do when we are doing the APM setup. Okay, so I'll just show you. I'll just cancel it. So as we have downloaded the APM using the node module, the same way we can download the npm install APM doctor. Okay, again there is a hyphen g is required. Yeah, so this is the command to install the APM doctor guys. Okay, and once it is installed, okay, because it is already installed on my machine. Okay, so you guys have to just enter a command APM doctor. Okay, so once you hit it, it will show you all the checklist or the dependencies are required, okay, in order to run your script on Android or on iOS. Okay, so these are basically the warnings. So what are the basic checklist we have to follow guys? If Node.js is installed or not, and it should be installed on this path. Okay, user local bean node. Okay, so this is the node version, it is just checking. Then if we want to go for the iOS, so Xcode is required, also the command line tool is required as well. Okay, so that it will check dev security tool is enabled or not. Okay, the authorization DB is set up properly or not, cartridge should be there. Okay, so this is again required for the iOS real device setup. Okay, the home is set or not, so this is basically one of the user right now, it's logged in with my username. Okay, so home is there or not, Android home is set or not, it will check, Java home is set or not, that it will check. Okay, uh, ADB is there or not. Okay, at this path, like we have seen that there should be a Android platform tools. Okay, and under that there will be a ADP. Okay, so it will check there. Java hip, the bin directory should be there under Java home. Okay, so all those checklists it will check guys. Okay, and even suppose like everything is there but I don't have a Xcode, so it will show the cross bar. Okay, so through this list we'll be able to see that what are the things we have to work on. Okay, okay, so basically these are the things we, anyhow we have to download the JDK, Android Studio, Node.js, APM. Okay, but even after that what are the other things we have to do, we can check it here. Okay, so APM doctor is very important tool guys in order to check what are the other things are required, okay, to complete the setup. Okay, so I'll suggest if any beginner wants to try the APM setup on either Android or on Mac. Okay, not Android, the Windows or Mac. Okay, so they should go for this tool basically, right? APM doctor. Okay guys, so guys, we'll move to the next point, which is we need a Java path and Android path to be set as an environment variable, because at runtime it would give us error if this setting is not there. Okay, so guys, these are the command if we want to set the Java home. Okay, so we just need to write uh, on a terminal the export Java home. Okay, and we just have to give the path and then we have to save the changes using source dot bash profile if you guys are using bash profile to set the Java home. Okay, and using this echo dollar Java home you can check if the Java home is set or not. Okay, so for me on my machine the Java home is already set. Okay, so I can check using echo dollar Java home. Okay, so it is giving me the result that yeah, my Java home is set with this path. Okay, the same way if I check the Android home as well, so yeah, it's giving me the result like this. Yeah, Android home is also set. Okay, and these are the changes or these are the path I have set at bash profile. So if I open dot bash profile, yeah, so guys you can see all the entries are there like Java home, its path, Android home and its different path. Okay, these paths are required for access the tools bin, the versions. Okay, okay, so using the same command guys you can set all these things, the Java home and the other entries as you can see in bash profiles. Okay, so if these entries are there, so then only when we check the APM doctor. Okay, so guys if your Android home and Java home is set and when you trigger the APM doctor command on terminal, okay, then only you will see this is succeed. Okay, Android home and Java home. Okay, so in my bash profile whatever the path I have given, okay, the same is reflecting. Okay, and whatever the Java home the same it is reflecting here as well. Okay guys, so this is one of the important thing we have to do when we are doing the APM setup. So this path must be set. Okay, otherwise we will be getting error either through inspecting the elements through APM desktop or we'll be getting the error while running our script. Okay guys, so this is also done. So now we'll check the Xcode. Okay, so if we want to run on simulator or on the iOS devices guys, okay, so this is important. So I'll just give you the overview what are the compatibility is there for the iOS stuff. So if I just check Xcode releases. Okay guys, so if you want to download the Xcode, so we have two options. Either you can go to this site, okay, or you can go to App Store. You can search your Xcode, okay, and here you will get it, Xcode, okay. Or you have an option, you can go to this site where you'll be able to download all releases including the betas as well. Okay, so if you click on releases, so you will see the uh, supported releases, and if you click on all you will see the beta version as well. Okay, so current available version for Xcode is 12.3. Okay, and in order to work on 12.3 we must have a Mac OS is what 11.1. Okay, so that is compulsion guys. Okay, so the Apple works in such a way that we have to maintain the Xcode version, we have to maintain the Mac OS version, we have to also maintain the iOS SDK version as well. Okay, so the current iOS version is 14.3, current Mac OS version is 11.1, and current Xcode uh, available version is 12.3. Okay, so if you have a requirement that you wanted to do automation on OS iOS 14.3, then you must have Mac OS, okay, 11.1, and then you must have a Xcode 12.3 to build the integration and the WebDriver agent runner on the real devices. Okay, so this is one of the kind of compatibility we have to maintain, guys. Okay, so uh, it's up to you if you want to stick on a specific version. Okay, so you have to maintain or you have to keep that Xcode, that Mac OS and that OS version only. Okay, if you update either Xcode, either Mac OS, not Mac OS always, but mostly Xcode version and iOS version, then you will be getting an error that this Xcode version support only this version of iOS. Okay, or this version of iOS required this Xcode to be installed in order to work. Okay, so that is the thing, guys. Okay, so uh, you have to choose your or you have to check your requirement before you go for the iOS automation. Okay, on which version you have to do it. Okay, so this is the thing, guys. Okay, so again, Xcode is very heavy one because it's now it takes around 11 GB. Okay, to download the Xcode. Okay, so I have already Xcode downloaded on my machine, so I'll just open it. So guys, here I am opening the WebDriver agent project. Okay, so I'll just give you the location. Okay, so right now in on my machine there are two APMs are installed. One is the desktop version and one is a command line version. So if I want to check the desktop versions APM path, okay, so under application APM, right click on APM, show package contents, go to contents, resources, then app, then node module. Under that we have to go to APM, then again node module we have to choose. Okay, and again we have yeah, this one. Okay, so this is the project, guys. So generally it should be under a path of node module, APM, again there will be a node module and APM WebDriver agent. Under that you will see WebDriver agent dot Xcode project. Okay, so when we open it we will see something like this. Okay, so in order to run on a real device we must have to sign in to integration app and WebDriver agent runner app. Okay guys, so we will explore how exactly this is work. Okay, when we will set up the real device one. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you that this should be there. Okay, if we try to run it on a simulator, okay, we don't need to do all this sign in certificate and all. Okay, it should work smoothly on simulator directly. Okay, only in case of we are working with the real devices, then only it required that we must have a Apple credentials, then we have to choose as a team, then we have to sign in the WebDriver agent runner and integration app. Okay, so we'll look into it. As of now, the Xcode, after downloading the Xcode, this thing should be there. Okay, as a part of APM setup. Okay, so I'll just close it as of now. Okay, so Xcode thing is done, guys. Okay, so the last one, guys, the other dependencies that are required to run on our iOS real devices like Carthage, iDevices. Okay, so in recent releases of APM, it has removed all those kind of dependencies that we have to externally download these things. Okay, so when we build the WebDriver agent runner, okay, so most of the dependencies it will get installed, okay, on your machine. So as of now we don't need it. If additionally it required, oh, so the same way we have downloaded the uh, APM, okay, like using APM, or there would be a brew package manager. Okay, so using these commands we'll be able to install these external dependencies as well. Okay, so guys, these are the basic checklist we must have in order to set up APM on Mac machine for both Android and iOS as well. Okay, so once you are done with these things, okay, so we must verify that either our script will run it or not. Okay, so I'll just give or we will just create a sample project, okay, just to verify if everything is working out fine or not. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just open my IntelliJ. We'll create a, okay, so I'll just create a new project. Okay, so I'm choosing Maven, so we'll be able to import the APM and other dependencies directly. Okay, next I'm just giving the group name as APM test setup. Artifact ID, I'll use the same. Click on next. So this is the position where my project will get stored. I'll just enable auto import. Okay guys, so this is the folder structure. Okay, we don't have anything in main. Okay, nothing, and also we don't have anything any test case right now. Okay, so this will be just empty. This is our pom.xml guys, where we can add the dependencies. Okay, so in order to, as of now we just need a APM. Okay, and just to show you in a proper way, I'll just add one more dependency, which one is the testng dependency. Okay, so if we see, or if we can just search APM Maven. Okay guys, so here basically guys, what we are doing, we are importing the APM client library, and for which language we are using it. Okay, so suppose I am using it for the Java one. Okay, so what would be its uh, Maven. So this is a Java client I'm using it. Okay, and the current APM client library for Java is 1.4.1. Okay, if I click on it, okay, so this is the dependency that I need to add. Okay, same for the testng. Okay, I'll be able to get same kind of things. So I have already kept somewhere. Okay guys, also we will need the Maven plugins, as we have created the Maven project. Okay, so when we build it, so we require these dependencies. Okay, so this is our testng dependency guys. Okay, and this is our APM Java client dependency. So I'm using 6.1 version instead of the latest one. Okay, so I'll just copy this and paste it here. Okay, so I think it have downloaded all the dependencies. Okay, so right now we have just testng and APM dependency right now. Okay, and Java by default we have already set, so it would be there. So I'm just creating test APM as a class, and in that class, so in that class I'll create one APM driver object. Okay, okay, and I'll just create one test case using the @test, which will be imported through org testng annotation. Okay, here I'll create one method, public void APM test setup. Okay guys, and we have to provide the basic capabilities to the APM in order to launch the application on device. Okay, so what are those basic capabilities? Okay, so that would be platform name, platform version, UDID of that device, then app activity and app package of that application, and there is automation name. Okay, either it is for Android or iOS. Okay, those are the capabilities we have to provide, guys. So first we'll create an object of desired capabilities, new desired capabilities. So it will be imported from the Selenium one. Okay, guys. So instead of writing all those capabilities, I have written it. I'll just copy and paste here. Okay. So as you can see, we have choose device name as emulator. So for that, I'll just start one of my emulator. Okay. Okay, guys. Then platform name, we have picked Android because we are going to run on a Android OS. Okay. App activity and app package I have chose for the Gmail one. Okay, which is already there in our emulator. Okay. Automation name, we have picked UI Automator 2. Right now, for Android we have UI Automator 1 and UI Automator 2 to interact with the device. Okay, and I have also kept no reset as true just to clear the app cache. Okay, now we have to provide all these capabilities to the driver object. Okay, so we will just initialize it, driver equal to new APM driver, and here we have to provide the URL. So it would be from javanet.url. Okay, and under that we have to provide the http colon slash slash, we have to provide the localhost address, that is 127.0.0.1, and on 4723, that is a port, we are going to start our APM. Okay, and then the capabilities we are providing here. Okay, so we just need to handle the exception here. So this would return the malformed URL exception that we need to handle. Okay, guys, so I'll just start the APM here. Okay, so it is started on 4723 port. Okay, and here also we have specified the 4723 port. Okay, the local host. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just run. Okay, so first, guys, APM setting has installed, and then this is test get passed. Okay, so Gmail has been opened, that's what we have written. Okay, so based on it we can conclude that whatever the setup we have done, okay, it is working. So on my machine it was working fine already. So once you do on your machine, you can test using this basic code, that if everything is working fine or not. Okay, if you find any issues, so you just need to confirm if all this checklist you have completed or not while doing a setup on a Mac. Especially. So that's it for today's, guys. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, because there are more videos are coming related to APM inspector and how we can write script for Android and iOS. So please subscribe to the channel. Thank you, guys.